Gotta hit them with another one, dudes. What's up? We got the Monster Energy Supercross 3 official video game new features. Let's check it out. So I'm on the actual official website here. Wanted to come in here and see what the hell they're, claiming to be in the next official Monster Energy Supercross game. They always try to make it seem like it's this new, big, innovative, next level features and shit. And typically, it never really ends up being that, or it's like the same thing that they had in the game before, but they're trying to make it seem like it's this new, next level, innovative, you've never seen anything like this before type thing. So let's go down through and talk about this. Let's see. Okay, so the first thing they show as an actual official feature, the first feature of the game, one of the biggest things they're showing, the thing they showed in the trailer, little Timmy Tommy, little 10-year-old kid playing video games, and he's the biggest video game player, no stereotypes or anything like that. He's the only kid, he's the only people that plays these milestone games, little Timmy 10-year-old, so yeah, you guys saw it in the trailer. Timmy was too busy playing Official Monster Energy Supercross game, but he wanted to be on the team with Webb, right? And his mom told him he had to get his homework done. Did he get his homework done? I can't remember. I think he did, but he was drinking out of a juice box. Anyways, you get the point, okay? So basically, this is one of the big things they try to push is that for the very first time in the series, the Monster Energy Supercross official teams can be joined during the career. Choose your sponsor or join one of the official teams of the 2019 championship and become a teammate of the official riders. What the fuck? I thought this was already in the game. I literally thought this was already in the game. All right, Milestone. This is literally what their entire trailer is based around, too. You got to understand. This is literally the biggest, the first thing you see on the features page of the website. The biggest new fucking feature they're saying of the game. It's you can actually be on a team with one of the official teams in the official Monster Energy Supercross game. Oh, great. Glad you're finally putting that in, Milestone. What the fuck? Why was this not in the first official Monster Energy Supercross game? I'm not even trying to be like a dick. I'm just being straight up honest. What the hell? How is this even a feature? What? I figured this would have been a little updated patch to the first game if it wasn't already a thing in the first game. And here we are on the third game, and now it's a big feature? What the hell? See how they do this, people? You see how Milestone does this? Where they will take things that really should have already been in the game 2 games ago, and then they're finally putting it in, and then make it seem like it's this bigger official thing than what it ever was, and they sort of trick you in that sense, you know what I mean? So either way, yeah, now you'll be able to actually be on an official team with official riders. Congratulations! All right, sick. You can finally be Timmy 10-year-old. All right, so let's scroll down. Build your track editor. Unleash your creativity and create infinite tracks. Infinite? Really, Milestone? I don't think it's infinite, but okay. Now, if we're talking about track editors on the PC version of Reflex and MX Simulator, yeah, you could probably say infinite on that, but hell no. This is 1/1000th of that. So don't you dare say this is infinite. But either way, with the powerful tool of the track editor, your tracks can be shared and downloaded, voted, and used for offline, and online custom championship. So they pretty much show nothing new whatsoever with the track editor. Like I said before, it's going to be a 5 to 10% improved track editor, just like it was from the first to the second game. It's not going to be that big of an improved track editor. I think we've already kind of learned that it's not really improving at a high rate from game to game with these milestone games. So, and just to re-clarify, some of you guys didn't see my early gameplay video, I'm optimistic about the physics, okay? I really am, because it finally seems like that side of it, they are trying to do something different, and they are trying to change it and warp it, even though it looks janky as a motherfucker, like McDonald's. I don't even know how to explain it, but, it's kind of like a mixture of, MX vs. ADV Supercross with the first official Monster Energy Supercross game or some shit. I don't really know, but it's interesting nonetheless, the way they're changing the physics and getting more of the MX vs. ADV influence now that they're under the same parent company, THQ Nordic, same parent company as MX vs. ADV. So I'm actually optimistic about some things of this game, but I'm just telling you, as far as the new features and the track editor and that type of shit, it's going to be it's not going to be a big change. It's not going to be a big difference. Don't get your hopes up because you're going to be sorely disappointed. I'm just telling you, all you got to do is go look at the difference from the first Supercross game to the second Supercross game. Hello, there's no difference in going from the second Supercross game to the third Supercross game. They've had the same amount of time that they had between the first and second game that they now have between the second and third game, which is 1 year, aka nowhere near enough time. Sorry, just drinking coffee, my words all over the place. But you get my point, though. Like, it's not going to be like a, oh my God, crazy new track editor, infinite, tracks that you can make. It's not going to be like, oh my God, crazy new compound. Okay. And I think we've all kind of learned that. Okay, let me scroll back up real quick. Just kind of, okay, so it says, choose your sponsor to join one of the official teams of the 2019 championship. So this is not even the 2020 championship. The fuck, Milestone? I thought we were, like, up to date. The game that comes out is the actual most modern year of tracks and replicas and riders and teams, like it was in MXGP 2019. Thought you were going to carry that over to Supercross 3. This is not looking like it at all. Looks like we're still taking the year before replica shit and year before teams and year before everything into the newer game. So then midways through the life cycle of the game, you're going to have like people completely changing teams and this dude changing that team. And then they have to like update it and change this rider on this team in the middle of the life cycle of the game. Like, what? I thought at this point would at least be to where, because you just did that in the game before with MXGP 2019. So why wouldn't the Supercross game you come out with in 2020 be replicated off of the 2020 track maps and the 2020 teams and the 2020 riders? Like, what? I really thought they were going to do that. So either way, official compound and co-op. Why the hell co-op was not in the compound free riding of the game already, I have no idea. This is all standard ass shit that you just expect in a newer motocross game. To be able to, co-op on a free ride track? Yeah. This is not a new feature, Milestone. I hate to break it to you, but no. This is what's expected in a goddamn newer motocross game. Like, and not only that, but what's really expected is 2 or 3 full-blown free ride compounds that you can do co-op riding in. 2 or 3 full-blown free ride maps. And this still seems to look like just one free ride map. Literally one. Uno. Singular. Not plural. One. But either way, so it says official compound and co-op. This year you can live the great co-op experience. Ride with your friends in the legendary Supercross test area in California. Train, race, or free roam on the biggest area ever. Well, it goddamn better be the biggest area ever if there's only one free ride track in the game. Like, shit. Oh, and by the way, let's just never forget. We can never forget. Hashtag never forget. When the first Supercross game came out, all you dudes jizzed in your pants over that and hated on me for being critical of that game before it came out. And then it comes out with no free ride compound at all, no free ride track whatsoever, none, literally none, in the first Supercross game. Okay, a lot of you guys, something wrong with your memory, but let me remind you, let me refresh that shit. No free ride track in the first Supercross game when it first come out and it was new. No free ride track in it at all. And then they had the audacity to come out with the one and only free ride track in the first Supercross game as paid DLC, microtransaction. They made you pay for it. Now here we are, the third game, and it's just one free ride compound. Really, Milestone? You haven't learned the lesson on you probably need to have at least three free ride tracks, 3 free ride compounds in the new game. That's like, normal motocross gaming content in a new AAA motocross game. At least 3 free ride compounds, right? I mean, you can just go back through the history books. Reflex had 3 full-blown different free ride compounds. Alive had 3 or 4 full-blown different free ride compounds. You can even go back to like Unleashed, Untamed. Those had like 8, 9, 10 free ride compounds apiece, free ride tracks apiece. And then you get to these Milestone games and it's like one We're going to give you one. Oh, and in the first Supercross game, we didn't even give you one, but then we made you pay for it later in DLC. I swear to God, I can never forgive Milestone for that, ever. That was such bullshit. Oh, my God. And they still haven't really learned, like, to put the amount of content in there. They still haven't really got it in their head yet. But either way, because that's what this is looking like. One compound. I mean, it's cool. Like, it's cool to have a Supercross test area, like a, whatever, KTM test track in California or some shit. That's cool. I'm not hating on the vibe and the biome and the design of this one freeride compound. I'm just saying it's not enough. It's not enough for a newer AAA content motocross game. You need 3, more like 3, at least 3. You know what I'm saying? It's weird that I'm like begging for 3 whenever back in the days of Unleashed and Untamed, it was just normal to have like 10. It's like, what the fuck? Now I'm just begging. And then the first Supercross game comes out and you're just begging just to have 1. Now you're begging just to have 3. Like, what the hell? So either way, it says biggest area ever. Hopefully they got some big-ass jumps, big-ass whip jumps with these more MX versus ADV physics. We'll see how that goes, but either way. So the next feature is Race Director. Create the best online competitions, controlling and managing multiplayer races. Choose the starting positions, assign penalties, decide race settings, modify the final race results, and choose the cameras to focus on. So this is kind of like trying to create like a pro scene, right? It's kind of trying to create like a esports, codcaster, kind of like where you can get in there and do pro penalties, pro official races, and be able to modify results if somebody cuts the track too much or does something stupid, or then you got certain cameras where you can look at that. I mean, I guess that's cool, but I just don't see it as that big of a feature, right? Like, I mean, it's cool and all, but I don't know. And then, here we go. Acting as if having female riders in the game all of a sudden is a new feature. Milestone. It's not a new feature. What the hell are you going to do next? Put 10-year-old Timmy in here as a feature? Monster Energy Supercross 4, the official video game. You can play as a 10-year-old. I mean, like, what the fuck? Why was there not female riders in the first Supercross game? I don't know. But this is definitely not a feature of the game. It's not a feature. It's not even a feature. It's just like, yeah, female riders should have been in there. Cool, you put it in there. Great. Don't try to make it seem like this big feature, because it's not. Stop trying to make it seem like that. And dedicated servers. This is probably one of the best fucking aspects to the whole caboodle right here, which is not even really like an aspect of the game, but finally they have dedicated servers. So, you're going to have like way better multiplayer racing experiences and stuff like that. And then having the race director mode on top of that. And that's all the new features, guys. So let me just kind of wrap this up and clarify. Okay. Official teams, not really a feature, should have been in the first game. Build your track editor. It's not a new feature. It's been in the first game. It's already in the first game. It's not a new feature. New compound with co-op, not a new feature. Should have been in the first game, 100%. Not even just in the second game. All these 3 things right here should have been in the first fucking game. Literally. Race director. Okay, cool. Now you got more like a pro codcasting thing. Female riders, not a fucking feature at all. New dedicated servers, 6. So basically what you're looking at here as far as actual new features is new dedicated servers and race director. That's really all there is here. All this other shit is just a load of bullshit. It's just trying to make it seem like there's more in the game than what there actually is. So don't get caught up in all this other horse shit, because really the only new features, actual new features, is race director and dedicated servers. So there you go. I'm not trying to, like, you gotta understand, it just frustrates me when companies do this. I don't care what company it is. It could be Milestone. It could be Call of Duty. It could be, I don't give a shit. Hell, I don't give a shit what company it is. Like, coming out with the game every year and then continuing to put the same things in your, like, new features list of the new game coming out just the year later, and it's not really new features. I don't like when they do that, because they're they're tricking you, they're brainwashing you, they're putting filler in to make it seem like the game has so much more in it than what it really does. And I don't like when companies warp your thoughts like that. They warp what you think's going to be in the game. So when you first get on this features list, it's like, whoa, look at all these new features, bro. Holy shit, look at all this, bro. This is crazy. But then once you actually deep dive and dig into it for 0.25 seconds, you realize there's really only 2 new features there. Race Director and dedicated servers. That's it. Female riders should have been in the first game. Co-op on the compound should have been in the first game. And this just proves some even more worse things, that there's only going to be one compound. You're not going to have more than one compound. The track editor, they literally have shown nothing new yet, which they still could, but all they put is track editor. Like, they literally don't even show anything new on it. So it's not really got my hopes up too high on the track editor right now when you go in the features list and it don't even show anything new on the track editor. Literally, that is not new at all. Build your track editor. What? That is literally what was in the first game's features. Do not put that in the third game's features unless you got something crazy new and different in the track editor. But you're not showing that here, is my point, right? Then you come up to official teams. Yeah, well, you would expect that in an official Monster Energy Supercross game. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, is this only me, or is this shit just like so fucking facepalm? Like, oh my god. I don't get it. I don't get their mindset on a lot of things. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But either way, that's a little rundown on the features. We'll just have to wait and see on some of the shit, like how the new track editor stuff is and the new compound. It says the biggest area ever, so who knows? I'm sure it'll have like a Supercross track, a motocross track, and a little free ride area. Maybe have a little like Endurocross little section somewhere, maybe. But that's about all I expect out of that. It just sucks because it's like there's such a big difference in hopping in a new motocross game and there being like one free ride compound or free ride track, and hopping in a new motocross game and there being 3 full-blown different free ride tracks with different types of jumps, different types of biomes. It just gives it so much more longevity, so much more breath of fresh air, breath of life. Like, it flourishes, you know. But when you just have one free ride compound, you feel like you're going to the same track every time you want to go free ride, and then it gets old. And when you have 3, you have a little bit of variation. You have a little bit of like, okay, we're getting tired of this desert dune free ride track. Let's go over here to the snow free ride track. And then we're getting a little tired of that one. Let's go over here to the jungle free ride track. And then you can rotate off of all 3 of those free ride tracks versus just having one every time you want to go free ride. Let's go to the same fucking free ride track every time we want to go free ride. You get my point? It's like, I'm telling you, it's a big deal. It really is. And I don't see anywhere on here where they just say they're going to have like standard motocross tracks or really anything else. You know, I'm not seeing anything like 2-strokes or 50cc bikes or fun shit. Nothing like that. You know what I'm getting at? So there's really not any actual new features to the game itself. The new features that they show here on the feature list is Race Director, which is not even a part of the actual game. That's like a totally different thing. It's like a casting mode, like you're gonna be able to go in there with cameras and see the game differently and be able to do professional racing in the game and stuff. But it's really not a new feature of the gameplay or you know what I'm saying? It's not like a new kind of track feature or a new kind of racing feature. It's not really like that. It's not even really a gameplay feature. It's more of it's kind of like a separated thing. In the same way with the new dedicated servers, that's not really like a game. It is a new feature, but it's not like oh shit, they got a whole new Endurocross series in the game, or oh shit, now we got 50cc bikes, or oh shit, now we got hill climbs, or whatever, or oh shit, there's 3 new motocross tracks coming out in the new Supercross game, so we have a little bit of motocross content. You know, it's not anything like, these two things aren't even really new gameplay features. They're just new, like, little side features and shit to the game. So even at that, it's like there's really not anything new here, dog. I'm just telling you, it's not really. It's not. I mean, these are things I would have expected in an update, not even like a new game, like Race Director and Dedicated Server. I'd expected that shit like in an update or something. Not like a new feature of the new game, but. Yeah, that's literally the whole point of free riding is being able to ride with your buddies in co-op. That's like the whole point. So the fact they're just now putting that in, that's a little disgraceful, but it's whatever. But I don't know. It's all in how you want to look at it, you know. I just look at it like it's a lot of filler. It's a lot of making it seem like it's more than what it actually is. And if you know the games and you know the history, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't know the games, you don't know the history, you're a casual motocross fanboy, and all you ever do is watch Supercross on TV and play like 1 hour a year of motocross games, this might seem like something to you, but in reality, it's really not. So either way, at the end of the day, we'll see how those physics are in the game. More MX versus ATV style physics. We'll see what happens with it, but this is all we're looking at features-wise right now, guys. This is really all there is to it. So either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Leave me some colorful comments down there below. I know you guys will. You guys never disappoint. So later, dudes.